Some stories begin with a person stepping into the spotlight. Kylie Jenner's story begins with the spotlight already pointed at her, long before she understood what it meant. When you grow up in a famous family, the world can feel like it is sitting in the room with you. People think they know you because they have seen your name, your face, and your family on screens. But seeing is not the same as understanding. Kylie's life became a kind of shared public story, and she grew up trying to find out which parts belonged to her and which parts belonged to everyone else. Kylie Kristen Jenner was born in Los Angeles. She is the youngest daughter of Kris Jenner and Caitlyn Jenner, and she grew up around a family that was already turning everyday life into a major business. Even the simplest moment could become a headline later. That can make a child feel like privacy is not a normal thing, like silence is not safe, and like every choice will be judged. When you live like that, you don't only grow up, you get shaped. The cameras did not only show Kylie's happy days, they showed awkward days, sad days, and the confusing days that come with being young. Most kids get to be shy in private. Kylie's shyness became a public trait that people talked about like it was a character role. And when people keep describing you in one way, you start to wonder if you are allowed to change. This is why Kylie's story is not only about beauty and business. It is also about identity. It is about a young person trying to decide what she wants to be in a world where millions of strangers already have an opinion. The pressure is not always loud, but it is constant. It can push you to become perfect because perfect feels like armor. As Kylie got older, social media became the loudest room in the world. In this room, everyone speaks at once. People praise, people copy, people judge, and people accuse. A teenager can feel like she is being graded every day. And for Kylie, social media was not just a place to post. It became the engine that could create attention, and attention could become money. Kylie learned that the old rules of fame were changing. Before, you needed a movie or a show to stay visible. Now you could stay visible with a phone. You could create a feeling of closeness with fans, like they were part of your day. And when people feel close, they are more likely to follow you anywhere. Many people heard the word influencer and thought it sounded small. Kylie's life helped show that influence can hit the real world. A clear example came when she tweeted about Snapchat and said she did not open the app anymore. Time reported that Snap Inc.'s shares sank, and about $1.3 billion in market value was wiped out after the tweet, showing how quickly markets can react to celebrity sentiment. BBC News also described the same moment, saying her tweet helped wipe $1.3 billion off Snap's stock market value, and it captured the way modern fame can move money like a switch. That moment mattered because it told the world something important. Kylie was not just being watched, she was being measured. Her opinion had weight, and companies had to notice. Kylie's influence was recognized early. Time included Kylie Jenner and Kendall Jenner on its most influential teens list in 2014. Time again listed Kylie Jenner as one of the most influential teens in 2015, describing her massive audience across platforms and the way trends could form around her image. These moments were like official stamps telling the public that Kylie was not only famous because of her family, she was becoming a central figure in youth culture with a kind of power that was new for that time. There was a time when people online started calling her King Kylie. That nickname mattered because it showed a shift. Kylie was not only a younger sister in a famous family, she was becoming her own style center. She could change her hair, her makeup, and her vibe, and people would follow. In the influencer world, the look is not just fashion. It is a language. When Kylie's look became a trend, it wasn't only about appearance. It was about identity. Teens and young adults watched her because she looked like transformation. And transformation is one of the biggest dreams in modern culture. People want to believe they can become someone new. Kylie's biggest business turning point came from a simple idea that became a cultural wave. Kylie Cosmetics began selling Kylie lip kits on November 30, 2015. This was not just a product, it was a moment. People rushed because it felt limited and special, and because it was tied to Kylie's personal image. Soon, the brand moved from being known as Lip Kit by Kylie to Kylie Cosmetics, and the story became larger than one item. In the influencer era, people don't only buy products, they buy a feeling. They buy the idea that they are part of the same story. Kylie understood that. She was selling the dream of becoming confident, becoming bold, becoming seen. From far away, it can look like Kylie posted a photo and became rich, but business is not built only on photos. It needs manufacturing, packaging, shipping, and customer support. It needs timing. It needs the ability to keep people excited again and again. Kylie's world was built on fast cycles. Launch, sell out, tease the next thing, repeat. This is the modern digital engine. People feel like they are always close to a new drop, a new shade, a new moment. That constant motion is part of what kept her brand alive. In 2017, Kylie tried to show people more of her real self through a series called Life of Kylie. Wikipedia notes the series premiered on August 6, 2017, and followed Kylie as she ran her business while trying to maintain a normal life, alongside her best friend at the time, Jordan Woods. Even this idea carries a deeper truth. When you are famous, people demand authenticity, but they also punish it. They want to see you struggle, but they also want you to stay glamorous. They want you to be honest, but they also want you to stay perfect. That contradiction is a trap many public figures live inside. Then Kylie did something that surprised almost everyone. She became private. She kept her pregnancy quiet, and that silence created a storm of guessing. But the silence was also a form of control. It was her saying she would choose what to share and when. After her daughter was born, Kylie released her YouTube video, To Our Daughter, posted February 4, 2018. The video felt emotional to many people because it revealed what she had protected. It made her look softer, more human, and more serious. It was also a reminder that even the most public people still want something private to hold on to. When Kylie became a mother, her story gained another layer. Success before might have looked like followers and launches. After motherhood, success also had to include safety and time. But being a celebrity mother brings another kind of pressure. People judge your parenting even when they don't know your day. And when your life is already a brand, people can treat your family life like content. Still, motherhood seemed to change her energy. It made the world see her as someone growing up in real time, not only as a trend. After building a huge makeup brand, Kylie moved into skincare. Allure reported that Kylie announced Kylie Skin and wrote about building a new team and making products that were cruelty-free, vegan, gluten-free, and free of parabens and sulfates, and it noted a launch date of May 22. This expansion mattered because it showed Kylie trying to turn her influence into a broader beauty world. Makeup is about changing your look. Skincare is about maintaining it. Skincare is also closer to trust because people put it on their bare skin. Kylie was moving from hype into a space where people asked harder questions. Kylie's story reached another level when Coty and Kylie Jenner announced a strategic partnership. Coty's press release says Coty would acquire a 51% ownership stake for $600 million, while the partnership aimed at global expansion, and Kylie and her team would continue to lead creative efforts. This was a key moment because it pulled Kylie's brand into the world of big corporate structure. The public started to see her not only as an influencer, but as a business figure connected to major finance and global plans. The billionaire story became one of the loudest parts of Kylie's public life. Forbes wrote in March 2019 that Kylie became the youngest self-made billionaire ever, describing the growth of Kylie Cosmetics and the power of social media marketing. But later, Forbes published a different kind of story. It argued she was no longer a billionaire, claiming the deal details and filings revealed a smaller business than previously believed, and it described the conflict around public numbers and public image. These two headlines show the strange truth of modern fame. The same person can be praised as a symbol of success and then attacked as a symbol of exaggeration. Kylie became a battlefield for debates about what self-made means, what wealth means, and what is fair. When you become a symbol, people stop seeing you as a full human being. They start seeing you as an argument. Kylie became an argument for people who believe in modern digital success stories. She also became an argument for people who believe celebrity culture is built on illusion. This is heavy because a symbol cannot rest. A symbol cannot have a bad day. A symbol is always being used. And Kylie, the person, still has to live inside that. When a brand expands quickly, the risks grow quickly too. Kylie continued adding categories, and the public started watching her launches with a sharper eye. BuzzFeed News reported strong criticism of Kylie Swim, describing customer complaints about quality, including messy stitching and see-through material, and it described a wave of negative social media reviews. This moment matters in the documentary because it shows that influence can bring buyers fast, but it cannot guarantee trust forever. Trust has to be protected, and when the public feels disappointed, the internet can turn quickly. Backlash is not only a business problem, it is an emotional problem. When people criticize your product, they are also criticizing your name. For someone like Kylie, whose brand is tied tightly to her identity, a product complaint can feel personal even when it is not meant to be. This is part of the cost of building a me brand. You can win big, but you also take hits directly. In 2021, Kylie launched Kylie Baby. Coty's press release describes Kylie Baby as a safe, gentle, clean, and conscious baby care range, and it includes Kylie saying she had been working on it for more than 3 years, inspired by her daughter and her focus on gentle ingredients. Source: this matters because it shows the shift in her public identity. She was not only selling beauty for adults, she was stepping into motherhood trust, which is even more sensitive. Baby products are not just about style, they are about safety. That is a different type of responsibility, and it changes the way people judge you. Kylie's life continued to change as her family grew. People reported that Kylie Jenner and Travis Scott welcomed their son in February 2022, and that his name was originally Wolf before being changed to Air, and it described Kylie sharing a post with the birth date and later discussing the name change. Source: this part of her story is important because it shows something very human. Even with all the fame and all the money, you can still make choices, change your mind, and want to protect your child's identity. Naming a child should be simple, but for Kylie, even that became a public topic. Kylie's relationships have always been part of the public conversation, whether she wanted that or not. When you are famous, your personal life becomes public property in people's minds. Strangers feel allowed to comment on your love like it is a TV plot. That can make real love harder, because love needs quiet places to grow. Kylie has often appeared careful about what she shares, especially after becoming a mother. That careful approach is part of her evolution. It is her trying to shape the story instead of letting the story shape her. Kylie lives two lives at the same time. One life is a business life, full of launches, deals, images, and brand decisions. The other life is a personal life, full of family, motherhood, and private feelings. The challenge is that the public often refuses to separate these two lives. People want the personal life to feel like entertainment, and they want the business life to feel like proof. That creates pressure that never stops. It can make a person feel like they are always on, even when they are tired. In Life of Kylie, the premise itself suggested she wanted something normal, even while she lived in something very unusual. Wikipedia's summary includes that the series followed her desire to deal with business while maintaining normal life, and it also noted how commentary described the show as trying to show the person behind the pout. Source: that phrase, the person behind the pout, says a lot. It suggests the world sees the outer image first. But the truth is, the outer image is only one layer. Behind it is a person who grew up in public and had to build a self while the world watched her build it. Kylie's impact goes beyond her brand sales. She helped prove that a personal online audience can be turned into a direct-to-consumer business powerhouse. She helped show that social media can replace traditional advertising. She also helped push beauty trends that spread through phones faster than magazines ever could. And she helped define a new kind of celebrity, not only someone who appears in media, but someone who controls distribution, marketing, and narrative through their own channels. In that sense, Kylie is not only a product of influencer culture, she is one of its builders. The billionaire debate, the self-made debate, the quality debate, the authenticity debate, these are all signs of one thing. Kylie's life sits at the center of modern culture's biggest fights. People fight about what success means in the internet age. People fight about privilege and fairness. People fight about how much of a brand story is real. Those fights are bigger than Kylie, but Kylie became a face for them. That can be painful, because it means you are always being judged for ideas you did not create. One reason Kylie has stayed relevant is reinvention. The internet loves newness. Kylie has repeatedly changed her look, expanded her brands, changed what she shares, and adjusted her public boundaries. Reinvention is not always fake. Sometimes reinvention is survival. When you grow up under a microscope, you learn to adapt quickly. Kylie's story shows a person learning, sometimes in public, how to keep control of her identity while the world keeps trying to define it for her. Influence can bring a million eyes to your brand, but it cannot guarantee that people will stay. Trust is built slowly and lost quickly. The Kylie Swim backlash story is a reminder that the public expects more when your name is on the label. Kylie's challenge, like many influencer entrepreneurs, is to balance speed and quality. The market wants fast drops, but customers want products that feel worth it. The internet demands both, and it is not patient. The simplest truth is that Kylie is living several roles at once. She is a mother, she is a business leader, she is a public figure, she is a person who still has feelings when headlines hit. When people call her lucky, that might be true. But luck does not erase pressure, and money does not erase the need to feel safe. The more her life grows, the more she seems to pull certain parts inward. That is not weakness. That is learning where peace lives. Kylie Jenner's legacy is still being written, but already her story shows what the influencer era can create. It can create massive wealth from direct connection. It can create empires from a phone screen. It can create cultural trends overnight, and it can create intense pressure that follows a person everywhere. She helped define the blueprint, build a strong personal image, grow a massive audience. Launch products that feel like part of your identity. Use social media as your marketing machine. expand into new categories, partner with global companies when scale is needed, and then learn how to survive the backlash, the debates, and the noise. This documentary story does not end with a perfect lesson, because Kylie's life is not finished, and because the internet age keeps changing. But there is one clear takeaway. Kylie Jenner's story shows how fame works now. It is faster, louder, and more personal than ever before. It can lift someone up and tear them down in the same week. It can call someone self-made, and then argue about that word for years. And in the middle of all that noise is a person who started as a little girl in a famous family and grew into a woman building businesses that millions of people watch. Whether the world loves her or doubts her, it still cannot look away. That is the power and the cost of being Kylie Jenner.